What's good, everybody? This is Sean and you're watching On The Fly. And I gotta tell y'all about what happened to me today. Basically, I feel like I got, or was trying to get set up in a cinch. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what the intentions was, but I'm gonna go ahead and break down the story. At certain jobs, whether you're 1 minute late, 2 minutes late, or 6 hours late, it does not matter. So you might as well go ahead and take full advantage of it. That's the kind of job that I work at. So today I decided that because I was already late, I might as well go ahead and take about 4 hours off of work or something like that. So, I wanted to get a few things done since I work in the morning time, I work from home. So, like I do my normal routine. I check my keys, check my wallet, bring my, whatever on me and stuff like that. And I wanted to go to a particular restaurant. Well, not necessarily a particular restaurant, but I wanted to go to a gas station called Racetrack. And inside of that Racetrack, they have something called Chester's Chicken. If anybody knows Chester's Chicken, boy, they got some fire-ass chicken tenders and stuff. Although they've been kind of slacking lately, but that's besides the point. So let me break it down, you know what I'm saying? So, me being from Chicago, I always got my antennas, up. I'm always on point. I mean, every now and again, somebody may be caught lacking and stuff, but just my instincts is always on point or whatever. And then, of course, being from Chicago, you're going to be up there like a whole, another 10%. So I pull up to the gas station. I pull up into the little gas spot or whatever. I didn't need no gas or anything like that. But, I just park away from the building so I can kind of get aware of my, get a placement of my surroundings. That's what I always do in certain places. And then a lot of places, if I'm going somewhere, I always back up. So just in case I got to make a quick getaway, then, I could just peel on out of there. I hate looking back, looking over my shoulders and stuff like that. So I just go ahead and do what I got to do. Well, in this particular moment, I got up out of the car or whatever, and, I see a few cars, whatever, and I see this one car, it was bagged in, and it was just a person sitting up in there. I didn't know if it was 2 people, if it was 3 people, if it was just one person. I couldn't tell, not because the windows were tinted or anything like that. It's just that it was, how should I say it? They had some dirty ass windows. So I'm not thinking anything about it or whatever. I go into the restaurant, I order my food, and first off, the people up in there, man, they just so unprofessional. Like, the lady was really hanging out outside. Instead of coming in and making sure I was good, she wanted to hang out outside and talk to the, certain people, whatever. Now, what I thought was odd is that this particular car that was bagged in that I was talking about, the lady worker who eventually came in to help me, she was working there. I mean, not she was working there, she was talking to that car. At least that's what it looked like from my point. So I'm like, man, old girl taking a long time. I just want to go ahead and get my little chicken tender so I can go ahead and eat and I can get myself prepared for work. So after that was all said and done and all that kind of stuff, I walk up out of the little restaurant, Chester's restaurant, and I sit in my car for about a good 30 seconds and stuff. I'm just checking, make sure everything is cool, assessing my situation, make sure I got everything. Well, what I thought was a little bit weird was the little gray car that was bagged in. They were just kind of, I'm not gonna say they were staring at me, but you know how you just got that feeling that somebody is looking at you and stuff. So that's how I felt in this certain situation. So I'm like, whatever, I ain't really tripping. Of course, I got my thing on me. I start up my car. I'm like, all right, I'm finna get ready to go to the crib. So as I'm easing up, this gray car pulls out of their parking spot and kind of darts in front of me. But they didn't dart in front of me as in they want to stop, but it was just letting me know that, hey, I'm first. So me being who I am, I'm like, okay, whatever. I ain't finna have no road rage or no grudge or anything like that because somebody was being stupid. So I'm gonna just kind of give you guys a understanding. So where I was, at Racetrack, my crib is about a good 5 minutes drive away. So, it's not too far of a distance. It's just a nice little distance or whatever the case may be. So, I had to turn onto the main street and there's 2 left turning lanes. I was in the far left turning lane and she was on the outside turning lane. So let me see if I picture it. Well, I guess if you look in my way, you got this car this is my car, this is her car, and we're turning this way, we're turning that way. So, it's pretty much like that. And so what I thought was kind of weird is when we both were getting ready to turn, I just so happened to look to my right because she was on my right. And I'm like, okay, cool, you know, whatever. And she, you know, I guess she stared at me, but, you know, I really wasn't trying to, you know, make eye contact with anybody, because if I ain't really fooling with you or nothing like that, I don't want you to have the appearance of, oh man, he trying to talk to me, whatever the case. I don't know. So I just kind of just, you know, whatever, went about my business. The light turns green, boom, I bust my left. The other cars on my right, which is also in the turning lane, bust their right too. Now, because I'm the first person in the left lane to turn, I'm able to, you know, speed up and go past, you know, like 2 other cars that was in the left lane on the other side, you know. So I'm driving and stuff, and it's a long strip before I get to a neighborhood. So I'm driving, I go to the little strip, driving, and you know, I get over to the right lane because I'm getting ready to make a right turn. Next thing I know, as I'm looking up in my mirror, that same gray car pulls up behind me. Like, and it wasn't like they were trying to get to where they were trying to go. It almost felt to me that they were tailing me. So I'm like, you know, that's a little bit funny, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had a whole lot of room. They could have either sped up, went around or something like that, but instead they sped up just to get behind me, like get in between the cars, and they were like really behind me. So I thought that was a little bit weird. So I'm like, whatever. I didn't like, you know, I wasn't passive about it. I was just kind of like, all right, let's see what's gonna happen. So I bust my right, and I'm going down this neighborhood. I'm going down this long strip of this neighborhood, and I'm noticing something. I'm noticing as I'm speeding up, this person is speeding up. And as I'm slowing down, they're slowing down. But it's not like they slowing down like, oh, it's a car in front of me. It's like they're trying to mimic my every move. So then, like I said, my antennas, they just started clicking right away. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try a little test. So we're about to come to, not necessarily a fork, but we're gonna come to a split. Because pretty much picture a T, and I'm the long part. I'm in the long part. You're either gonna go left, you're gonna go right. So what I did is I kind of straddled the median, you know. It was, you know, you got 2 lanes and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit my right blinkers, but I want to turn left, but I'm gonna hit my right blinkers just to see what they're gonna do. So I'm driving, and I hit my right blinkers. I slow down as if I'm finna turn right, and then I quickly bust a left. Well, this person kind of does the same. Now I'm like, okay, this motherfucker following me. I don't know what they on, but they kind of following me. At this point, as I bust the left, I sound like old boy.
Once it stopped, I spun the nigga around and I put the nigga in the full Nelson.
As I bust the left, the apartments where I stay at is in that area and stuff like that. So now I got 2 choices. I could either go right and pass up my apartments, or I can keep straight and then eventually go into the parking lot. I'm like, nah, this don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no fool. I'm not finna, you know, get nobody by my crib or anything like that. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do what I gotta do. So now I bust a right. I keep going past my apartments and stuff like that. I'm driving. So I speed up, I hit the gas. I'm like, all right, let me see if this motherfucker gonna really, you know, really try to like be bold and really following me and stuff like that. And they started speeding up. I say, man, hell no. So now it's like no doubt in my mind that this person in this gray car is following me. I can't, like I told you earlier, I can't really see if this person has somebody in the car with them. I just know I see one person, and then it's like stuff in the back, but it's like the windows are dirty, or it just didn't look right. So I'm keeping my eye on my rear view mirror, and I'm keeping it on my my passenger, not my passenger, you know, my driver, that window, motherfucker. And so I'm driving and stuff like that. And so I speed up, and we come to this big old curve. So I hit the curve real hard, you know, well, not real hard, but I hit it fast enough, and I don't see the person no more. So I'm like, no, I'm not convinced that this person is gone. And as I slow down, I see the car is coming around the bend so fierce, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you thought I was gone. So I'm already knowing, like, okay, I see you on some bullshit. Now, I went to a neighborhood where my sister just moved to. Now, if you understand how, you know, certain, how should I say it? Certain routes work, where I was going, you wouldn't you wouldn't have went the way that I went coming from the gas station that I was going, that I just came from. So this is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and go down this neighborhood. And I know for a fact, even though I knew for a fact, but I know for a fact that if I turn down this specific neighborhood, this person has no business, you know what I'm saying? This person has no business going the route that I went, because now I'm just driving around and stuff. I'm not trying to let them know my destination. Sure enough, when I turned, this motherfucker turned right behind me. I'm like, I bet. Now at this very point, I reach in my hand rest, and I got my, you know what I'm saying? I got my thing. So, you know, I pull it out and all this kind of stuff. I'm going around the neighborhood, I take it out the holster. I cock the thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, you know, whatever's finna go down is finna go down. So I'm driving and stuff, and the way the neighborhood is, it's like there's necessarily no outlets. So you go into the neighborhood and you gotta go all the way around like a big old circle, but it's like hundreds of houses and stuff on this block. So you gotta go through a neighborhood just to come back out on the main strip. And I noticed that this person was still following me. So I'm like, all right, that's enough, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. So next thing I know, while this person is still behind me, trailing me and stuff, I pull over to the side, like boom, I hit the what's the name. And so what I do, I gotta show y'all how I did it. So I'm like this, you know what I'm saying? I'm like this, my window's right here, I roll down my window, right? And I'm kind of hanging out. I'm looking through that mirror, my rear view mirror, and I'm looking through my side mirror, and the person just parks right behind me and just sits there. So now I got my thing, and I got it pressed up against my door. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know what's going on. I got it pressed up against my door. So as I'm looking, it looks like this person was on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm thinking in my head is, this person is trailing me. They're trying to see where I'm gonna stop, or I don't know what they on, but I knew I was ready, you know? So I ain't no, like I said, I'm not no little dude. I got tinted windows or whatever, so you don't really know what I got going on and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird to me how, you know, you bold enough to stop right behind me after I know that you trailing me. Like, you doing some weird shit. So I'm looking, and lo and behold, a woman gets out of the car. Now, she's a little hesitant about getting out of the car, which I thought was a little bit crazy, but I'm like, I'm finna blow this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna let it go, because you following me, and that's just we don't get out. I don't care. Like, ain't gonna be no oh, she's just a woman. No, ain't none of that, because you being real creepy, and in a life or death situation, I'm gonna choose me all the time. That's just how it is. So this girl is bold enough to get out of the car. Now she behind me whole time. I don't know if she know that I'm peeping her, because I'm looking at both what's her names. So I look at the hand. I see the hand. Her left hand, she got a phone. In her right hand, she got like a little block. I don't know what it is. It ain't no gun or whatever, but it's like a little block. It's like a black something. I couldn't tell you what it was. So long story short, she starts walking up to my car, and at this point, I'm leaning out and I'm looking at her. She comes up to the car, and I look, and I roll down the window and stuff. Now, mind you, I got my shit right here. You know what I'm saying? I got it right here, and I'm just looking at her. And she goes, "Hey." I'm like, "What the fuck you want?" You know what I'm saying? Whole time I'm ready to go. She goes,
"I was just trying to see if you can help me."
So I'm like, why the fuck would I help you and you fucking following me? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I just thought you wanted to help me on some gas.
Now in my head, I'm thinking, you just chased me around. You was at the gas station. If anything, you should have asked me at the gas station. But she was just looking real suspect. Her teeth was all fucked up, and she looked like she ain't slept in days, and her hair was all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It was out of order. I'm just sitting over here like, nah, this ain't cool or whatever. So as she's saying this, I can tell she's stalling. So mind you, I go back like this, and now I'm like this. I'm looking at her, showing her what I ain't really showing her, but I'm kind of giving her the. She looked me, and she looked down. She was like,
"Oh, my bad, I'm sorry."
And pimps off. So at this point, you know, I'm thinking like, okay, either she trying to set me up, she's calling somebody and telling them, "Hey, I done turned down this block, I done turned down this block," or some dudes finna hop out the car, whatever. I'm just like, nah, this shit don't seem right. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I'm already ready to go to do whatever I gotta do. But I just thought it was real odd the way she was acting, man, and I wasn't liking it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. She was finna, yeah. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I roll up the window. You know, I got my thing on my lap, and I pull off. But I'm pulling off slowly, and I'm watching her, and she just sits back in the car. And so as I'm pulling off, you know, as I'm pulling away, she doesn't pull off after me. She just sits there, which I thought was real weird. She just sits there. And so I just dip off and stuff. And so now I'm at the main road at this point, and I sit at the main road just to see if she gonna follow or something like that. She never did come around that corner though. But I'm gonna tell you though, if she would have came around that corner,
I probably wouldn't even be making this video right now.
I probably would be, you know what I'm saying, sitting in somebody's cell or sitting in a holding spot trying to give a story like I'm telling y'all right now. But she was probably gonna lose her life over some dumb stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, it's not necessarily backdoor in a sense, but she was definitely trying to set me up, I feel like, because it didn't make no sense. I mean, number one, you sitting at the gas station just chilling. You see me get in and out of the car. If you really needed some gas, oh, check this out too. She had a Georgia license plate. And I'm sitting over there like, nah, this seemed a little bit too suspect, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm 6'1", 250 plus. I'm 250 plus, so I ain't no little dude. And I got, you know, whatever on me. And I'm just like, she really that bold to get up out of the car, you know, approach a total stranger, and the best thing you could come up with, oh, I thought you was trying to help me. I didn't give any type of indication that I was gonna help this person. But apparently she thought, you know what I'm saying, it was sweet, which when I did back, it wasn't finna be so sweet. So I'm gonna just, you know, say this in a message to anyone who kind of travels, you know, a certain way. You gotta always be ready, keep your head on the swivel, because, you know, this day and age, people are, they desperate, you know what I'm saying? And they willing to do anything, and they can definitely cause harm to you just out of desperation. And so, people be safe out here. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Post your comments down below. I'll catch y'all on the fly.